Hi, my name is Anna Jones. I am in Spanish 111, and this is my assignment for 6:15. I think it's a discussion group. I went over the video Alessandra Yapaniqui, Pride in Ingenious Identity, Environmental Protection. All right, so here we go. I wrote notes down, so I'm going to read them off. De DW Espanol documentary. That's when we did it. Today's date is 6/14/2026. Alessandra Yapanqui is a Peruvian influencer and activist. She is proud of her Quechuan heritage. She uses social media to educate people about indigenous culture, promotes respect for indigenous communities and the environment. The Andes Mountains in the videos were beautiful. The challenges of discrimination. Alessandra grew up in Lima. She felt the pressure from family to hide her indigenous roots. Racism and stereotypes affected her identity, so she kind of, just felt worse about herself because she had to hide herself. Many indigenous people feel similar discrimination. Cultural prejudice can make people feel ashamed of their heritage. Discovering her true identity. She researched her family. She learned that her original family name was Yapanqui. She shared her discoveries on social media to inspire others to reconnect with their roots. Knowing where you come from is pretty cool. My last name used to be Catron, which meant chainmaker, and I found out that my ancestors lived in Germany, and they made chains. That's where my last name came from. I thought it was cool. I'll go back to the video. Breaking stereotypes. She used humor and storytelling online, social media. Challenges negative ideas about Andrian people. She encouraged pride in indigenous culture. Shows that traditions and modern life can coexist. And then there's connections to nature. She lived in Highland community in Cusco. She speaks about protecting the Andes, explains the connection between Andes and the Amazon. Pretty cool. Promotes environmental awareness. She helps young people with social media and technologies. They share stories and traditions, promote cultural pride, teach others about indigenous history. Here are some of the conclusions and opinions from me. She protects indigenous traditions and history, promotes diversity and respect. She feels that she knows herself better because she found her roots. Schools should teach indigenous history. They really should, because it's important to know where you came from so you can better understand who you are. It's good to know all the history so you can teach it to your children and the grandchildren so everyone can know all that stuff. It's really cool to know. Thank you for listening. Have a great day. Goodbye.